It's Susie with you here, all set for another live show with some great questions today, including a visit from the ice cream truck. We're just waiting for Luke to finally get himself sorted with the internet, which is just been
Hey, I'm here.
Hey,
What would you have done without me, Suze?
I would have gone solo,
You would
done
have
a solo show.
Stayed on point.
We've got some great people set to help us. Marty, Tim, Fiona, Sanat and Heidi are all with us ready to answer questions. So I would have just dragged them in and we would have chatted and had a great time.
What you're saying is your life is no worse off without me. All right, I hear that whenever I go away on a work trip as well. We're going to get into this, including we're going to talk ice cream, we're going to talk our childhood home, and we're going to talk coffee. And did we prepare this show while we were hungry again?
I would suggest so.
It's Susie and the live discourse. Stick around. Make sure you stay on the chat in social media. We would love to be hearing from you as we get underway.
Next.
The Luke and Susie quotable in just 5 minutes, and it's talking about insanity.
It's Luke and Susie with Faith Family Culture. Luke and Susie with you. We're broadcasting from Greece.
Now, Suze, for me, I think it's important to state that I feel a lot under pressure at the moment as a dad. I may have made a rod for my own back. Is that
is
the
saying? Yeah, you did really well there.
If I hadn't have put that question mark tone at the end, everyone would have thought I knew what I was talking about. But what are you doing with a rod on your back? Making a rod for your own back.
I feel like you're getting distracted from the point.
Because I talk to my children about starting a YouTube gaming channel because that's what they want to do. And I haven't done anything with this. I've got a lot of things I had to change and set up. And I keep getting us, so when's it going to be ready? When are we going to have it all set up? And I'm like, well, I'm working on it, and I can't give you an exact timeline. But our 12-year-old gets a brand new game. He's done a pre-order of, he saved up for and did a pre-order for that arrives Friday.
Oh, yes,
and
that's right.
I feel like there's a lot of actual intense pressure that I'm ready to go, that we're going to make that Friday night our first session of recording. And if I don't, I feel like I'm, if it's not ready, you're going to have to break the news to him. Because this is one of these interesting parenting things that I talked about a couple of months ago, that in those scenarios, I would live by the premise of under promise, over deliver. So I would avoid making promises. But then my son would keep going and asking me, and I keep going, well, I can't tell you that. And then he'd go, you never answer my questions. And I realized I was frustrating him because I was so focused on not breaking a promise that I would just not give any indication of an answer whatsoever. And now he's got it in his mind, and I've got to live with that and go, that's what I've got to take. I've got work to be done.
You do. I'll get pizza. I'll cook some pizza on Friday just in case it all falls apart.
It's just great. So there's something to lean back on as far as a positive. Is that what you're saying?
That's it. Well, we're going to be taking some time. We're going to take a stroll back in our minds to our childhood home as we get underway with our first question today.
Luke and Susie want to talk about what matters to you. To share your thoughts or suggest your topics to be discussed, the Luke and Susie Discourse.
A little while ago now, I got to go back to my childhood home because my parents actually still live in the house that I grew up in. They moved into that home when I was 1 year old and have lived there ever since. So I get the privilege of going back to the home that I grew up in when I go to see them. And Luke, it was just so amazing. And I was amazed by how calm and relaxed I felt in that space. Partly, I guess, because I'm not responsible for the cleaning, but also I think there's just so many memories that live in that house when I walk through those doors. So we're asking today, what's the favourite memory of your childhood home?
So what was it? What was it about your childhood home that really kind of was like, yes, that's the memory I embrace?
Well, there's so many memories, obviously, that I have with this home. They have an upstairs and a downstairs, and downstairs is just a rumpus room and the laundry, and then there's a double garage. In that double garage was where my roller skating career happened.
Your elite.
Elite roller skating career that lived pretty much in that garage. I did occasionally go to the skating rink, but nobody else other than that saw it. I have so many memories of that.
You didn't share your leg warmers and spandex with the world?
No, I didn't.
What a shame.
But they have quite a sizable yard, and my dad had a delivery business when I was growing up, and he had a big red truck. And I remember with our neighbour, my sister and I and Linda, putting on a show for the neighbours, and we performed on the back of that truck, which was always parked right next to the house. And so I've got some really very fond memories of my childhood home. How about you, Luke?
I had the perfect street and driveway for a cricket fan child. So the driveway wasn't too steep. It was concreted in a double driveway, and it was a double garage. So the middle of it was the concrete, had the arches. So the middle bit was just wider than the wickets. So we could get some wickets in there in this perfect spot. And the garage doors gave the perfect slip cordon. So if you nicked it, and there was a line across the bottom of the garage. So it had to hit the garage above that mark, and then you'd be caught slips.
Oh.
And it was always 5 slips in our cordon because that's how wide the garage was. And then across the street was quiet. Wasn't quite a cul-de-sac, but no one drove. There was no thoroughfare. Like you had to be deliberately on there. So there was hardly any cars. So we had the driveway for the wicket, and then we had the road and the footpath over the road as the outfield.
Perfect.
So needless to say, though, because we had the trees to the left and then the neighbour's house to the right, we were better at straight drives than we were at cuts and pulls.
Yeah, right.
Because that would get us into a lot of trouble. So that just playing cricket in the driveway in the front yard of the house in just a quiet, open environment. That was one of my favourite memories.
Well, we're keen to get your thoughts today. What is your favourite memory of your childhood house? Let's kick off with Marty. How are you, Marty? You doing all right?
Pretty well, thanks, Susie. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Tell us, what's your favourite memory of your childhood home?
Yeah, this is a great question. First of all, it's just like the first home that you're in is just so emotionally charged, I find. But for me, it's like my biggest memories all seem to have this little element of danger involved, which is probably a bit unusual for boys, no doubt. But the first one that I think comes to mind is that I got my first bike without any training wheels on it. And we went out into the front yard, and somebody probably explained to me how you're supposed to brake. But again, like a typical boy, I was ready to just take off. And so I got a push off. And then I was riding up the street a little bit and came back down into our driveway, which slopes downwards. And I'm going down, and I'm like, how do I brake on this thing? And the garage door was open. And so my first ever brake was coming straight down through the garage and slamming into the back wall. And needless to say, I did learn how to brake after that, and got very good at it.
Yeah, learn the hard way.
in that method, Marty, you braked effectively. It was sudden.
Yes.
It was immediate. Yeah, and it was, as far as stopping goes, you can't get much better than hitting a wall.
Actually stopping, yeah.
No, even ABS can't compete with that. Yeah, it was very effective.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Tim. Tim, what's your favourite memory of your childhood home?
Again, well, thanks for including us, Luke and Susie, but I think my most memorable childhood memory is dinner around the family table. As strange as that sounds, it's not something that we do a lot with our children, but it's something that I remember Mum cooking tea for when Dad got home, and Dad was precisely through the door, and we'd have the table set, and as soon as Dad came through the door, we'd all just sit together as a family, and the telly wasn't on, and it was just time that we had together talking about our day. It's a treasured memory, and the telly never went on until we finished tea, and then it was Dad's choice what we watched, not anyone else's. Should be like that now, but but I do wish I instilled that into my kids, I suppose, as they grew up. But it is the most fondest thing I remember of growing up as a child in our family home.
I hear the regret of a change of culture there for you, Tim, that you went, when you grew up, it was Dad's choice, and now you're your dad. It's everybody's choice except Dad. So you've lived your entire life never being able to choose what's on the TV.
It's probably because I'm sleeping in the couch more than anything.
Yeah. You tend to lose the control over the remote if you fall asleep.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, Angela's chimed in. She says, when I was 9, I started baking for my family at our house in Christchurch. Baking, what a great memory of growing up. And Renee says, the big backyard that allowed my siblings and I to discover and create lots of new games and create great memories together. I loved the big backyard, but it doesn't seem so big now. It's so true. I find that with my parents' house too. We played volleyball and and tennis and netball and all
Yeah.
kinds of things. And I just don't know how we had the space for it.
Well, yeah, I had an interesting thing where I think most people who were doing what I was doing would take it as an opportunity to clean, but I used to like playing make-believe rugby league games in my backyard.
Right.
The problem was our dog pooped in the backyard. And for most people, they would go, well, if you're going to run around, you want to clear the poop away. But for me, I just pretended they were defenders.
Oh, goodness.
And so I'd have to, the whole mission was to sidestep around the poop and pretend that was someone who was trying to tackle me.
Oh, my.
So
let's finish with you. What's your favourite memory of your childhood house?
I basically grew up in the kitchen. Mom was a great cook. And everything I know today about cooking, I learned from Mom. My dad was a great example of having hospitality. He had a very soft heart. You could walk anytime into the yard and he would invite you over for the barbie. There was always people around on weekends, sometimes too much. I couldn't stand it, but that's just Mom and Dad. We always have barbies going on. There was always people. I think that's just a classic example. South Africans, we know how to eat. We're not shy to eat. So
like to call ourselves South Africans. Get in that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. We really greatly appreciate it. And of course, Luke, all of this happens thanks to some incredible people who get behind the show.
And I just love the team at Eagle Outdoors who are part of bringing you the Blue Water Campers. So much to explore, so much to experience, so much Australia.
And you can rediscover our great country and all of its beautiful secrets and majestic surprises by heading off-road with a Blue Water Camper trailer from station sponsor Blue Water Campers.
A quality Blue Water Camper makes any adventure possible and every journey absolutely mind-blowingly enjoyable, like that fire with the marshmallows.
Take a look at the range of Blue Water Campers today at bluewatercampers.com.au. And Luke, just to show that we do spend a lot of time thinking and talking about food, our next question is food related.
Well, this wasn't our fault. This is our producer, Sammy, who decided to come to one of our team meetings and bring something that would make us go,
Luke and Susie want to talk about what matters to you. To share your thoughts or suggest your topics to be discussed, the Luke and Susie Discourse.
Sammy, you have a truck that comes by your place every Sunday.
That is correct. Noise, song playing, chiming, and you always hear it and you know exactly what it is, even if you can't see it.
Dun, 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 dun,
the ice cream truck.
Well, see, talking about childhood memories, doesn't that bring back memories?
And of Green Gables.
Yes, it absolutely does. So when you see it come by, Sammy, do you buy an ice cream from the ice cream truck?
No, but I do think that my largest hesitation is from my house to the top gate is a big hill, so I have to conquer the hill to get to the ice cream truck, and then that's too much effort.
Oh, but so you'd be half worked off the ice cream before you even get to it.
You wouldn't nowhere near half working off the ice cream, Suze. I love the equation. You put it in abstract mathematical calculations, and it sounds true. Nowhere near it. But this is the interesting thing is that moment of do I, don't I, where you sometimes you like go 4 steps to go grab your purse or grab you go, but am I going to make it in time? Oh, I'm not going to. And then those times when you decide, no, I'm not going to go. And then they stop just near your house. And now, so you go, I've got time now. Do I? And then you end up out there. Just love it.
The first lockdown last year, during school time, while the kids were doing their school from home, there was a truck that started going around. And it felt like it was every second day.
Like they went, well, let's take advantage of the kids being home. Let's rip out the green sleeves.
It was rough.
Yeah. So every Sunday past your house, Sammy.
Yep.
When was the last time you remember buying one?
So it would be back in South Africa. We had a park down the road, and we were at the park, we were playing, and it was just a hot day, and this truck came past, and it sounds very dodgy saying it out loud, but it's the ice cream truck, so you trust it. And we lined up, and it was the chocolate coated ones where it's like a hard chocolate over the ice cream.
Yes.
Oh, those choc tops.
So good.
Okay, I just want to highlight something, Suze, that Sammy last bought an ice cream from the ice cream truck in South Africa where she hasn't been for 6 years.
Yes.
Like, look at that self-control, Sammy. That's amazing. And I just love the fact that you highlighted it does sound a bit dodgy. In every other circumstance of life, if we say a stranger drives around to your house, kids, and offers you something sweet and as a treat, then you run and we call the police.
Yeah.
But as long as they're playing green sleeves, it's okay.
Totally different story. So what about you? Do you still buy ice cream from an ice cream van?
Oh, look, I typically wouldn't
wouldn't?
me. No, but occasionally I get peer pressured into it by you and the kids.
Yeah. I think maybe once or twice over the summer, spring season, I think we might get one just as a bit of a treat. Fiona, do you still buy ice cream from the ice cream van?
No, I don't actually remember buying ice cream from the ice cream van very much, even when I was young. But we do have one who pops around the street now and then, and I have actually been home when it's there, but I haven't bought anything as yet.
See, my memory of Queensland summers growing up is if you had too many people wanting an ice cream, they all had to be with you because by the time they made the final order, the first one was melting all down your arm. So that person had to be there to dish it off to, and you had to be ready to take it.
Renee said, we told our kids if the music is playing, they're out of ice cream.
That is an absolute downright blatant lie that inspires me.
I don't think we can get away with telling our children that these days. Heidi, what about you? Do you buy ice cream from the ice cream van?
So a bit like Sammy, we used to have one that would come past every Sunday afternoon, and occasionally we'd be allowed to go out and buy something, and most of the time not, obviously, finances and things. But I actually live 500 metres down the road from where I grew up at the moment, and every now and then we do still get an ice cream truck come past. And I have actually been out there probably in the last year and bought one, and my now 4-year-old, he hears it, and of course he wants something as well. So I did take him out there once and we did have something together, and then the next time it came round I said no, not today. But it's very hit and miss, but sometimes it still does come round.
The master of Pavlov's dog, that song, isn't it?
It is a little bit.
Get the treat once.
I need to ask you though, Heidi, what's your order?
Oh, I like the soft serve with the chocolate on the outside and the sprinkles as well. The 100,000 sprinkles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck the flake in there for me and we're good to go. So, okay, I've got to also follow up. You say you live 500 metres down the road from your childhood home?
Yes.
Is that right? Do your parents still live in your childhood home?
They do.
So you're,
Amazing.
oh my gosh, it's almost an Everybody Loves Raymond moment. Like, so they can just casually stroll to your place.
Well, not quite. They usually bring the car because they take one or two kids back with them. But occasionally Dad has come down. Once he did come down with a wheelbarrow and took my now 4-year-old back to his place in the wheelbarrow. That was pretty cool. He loved it.
That's brilliant.
That's great.
I was living with my parents when I got married, and one of my brothers and my now husband brought my wardrobe down on a moving trolley, and that's how we moved in the wardrobe into the house.
That's nice. I like that.
Brilliant. That's so good.
That's right up there with, we got married next to the house that the church was right next door to where Susie lived.
It was.
So we didn't have wedding cars. She literally walked out her front door and next door to the church.
Yeah.
So there was no car or the ribbons. It was ballet slippers across the footpath.
Yeah, everyone could see us coming.
I mean, at one stage, the conjoined house next door was up for sale, and my parents thought about buying it and moving in. I'm like, no, that's just too close.
Okay, there is a line. There is a line, Vardy.
That's about 500 metres away.
It's so good having them so close, though. It's like if everything's going pear-shaped, we just say, Mom, come and help, and she comes down, which is wonderful. Yeah.
That's amazing. Love that so much. Well, thanks for your thoughts, Heidi. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, we're grateful to be able to bring the show to you, and particularly these live shows, Luke, which all happen thanks to some incredible people who back the show.
Yeah,
Oops.
there is so much Australia to explore. You can rediscover our great country, all of its beautiful secrets, majestic surprises, and of course, I know nationally there's so much restriction on what we can do, but what a great way to get yourself set up to still enjoy some family holidays and head off-road with a Blue Water camper trailer from program sponsor Blue Water Campers.
They make every adventure possible and every journey enjoyable. So you can take a look at the range. There's a few different types there of blue water campers. Chat to the team about the options available to you at bluewatercampers.com.au.
Now, Suze, our Would You Rather is an opportunity for us to choose between two options, but my answer to these two options today is simply yes.
Pick a side, place your vote.
Oh, we have been thinking too much about food, obviously, when we've been prepping these shows, but we talked about the ice cream van recently, Luke, and this is what inspired our Would You Rather question today. Would you rather a van that comes to your home to deliver coffee every morning or a van that comes to your house and delivers dinner every night?
Yeah. Yes.
No, you have to choose one.
Yes.
You get upset every time people try to sit on the fence.
Okay.
You have to choose one.
Okay. Then, I am going to choose mysteriously a coffee delivered every morning, and then I'm going to pay someone delivering food every night. I'm going to opt in. We're going to invest, Suze. One could be hypothetical, and the other one I'll make happen for real. It's just, how much, like if it was healthy and it was good and if it was not too expensive, I mean, that's all the caveats, right?
Yeah.
But if someone could just deliver a home-cooked meal every night so you didn't have to just think about it or do it, like how good would that be?
Mm.
And then you get to maximize your time around the dinner table and just, chatting with our kids. And I think right now I might be a little bit too exhausted that I just want everybody to bring me everything.
Just bring you stuff, bring you food.
Right now, if you said, would you rather a coffee delivered every morning or somebody to come to your house and put your pants on for you?
No.
I'll be like, yeah, put the pants
That
on.
is
Like,
not
I
an
don't
option.
I don't want to do anything for myself.
I'm
right
your
now.
wife and I don't even do that for you.
I don't know, like the coffee in the morning, the dinner at night. Which one would you choose?
I'm going to go the dinner at night because it's more effort.
Yeah.
I can make my own coffee and I'm happy with the way I make my coffee now. So I'm going to go with the thing that saves me the most energy and the most washing up, and that's someone delivering dinner.
If I get off the fence, I'll say coffee. I say because just at the moment I'm just sort of, the motivation to go make the coffee and to get all set up and I start my morning meetings early in the morning and I just it's just one less thing I have to think about in the morning. Whereas I don't mind the thought around dinner sometimes.
Okay.
But every day I want my coffee nice and early and fresh.
All right. Well, let's get some thoughts on this. Our would you rather question.
Yeah.
Would you rather a coffee being delivered every morning or dinner being delivered every night? Sanet, let's ask you this one. Would you rather a coffee coming to your home every morning or tea, if that's your choice, or dinner being delivered every night?
I think I'm spoiled. I'm getting coffee delivered in bed by my hubby every morning anyway. And I love he works outside in the garden, and then I text him when I wake up, and then he leaves everything and he comes inside the house and he brings me coffee so I can wake up.
Oh.
All right, so I'm just adding to my personal contacts list. Can I have his number, please?
And I love choosing dinner delivery at night. No, I love cooking too much, but I would love to have a cleaner if that's an option because I hate to clean the house.
Okay, so option C.
Option C,
for Sanet. All right, changing the rules. I like it. Fiona, do you want coffee delivered in the morning or dinner delivered at night?
Hands down, dinner delivered at night. Absolutely. I can walk in the door and just have my dinner. That'd be great. I can do without my coffee in the morning. I can take my bottle of water in the car. Definitely need dinner.
Yeah, fantastic. Tim, what would you rather? Would you rather have a coffee delivered to you in the morning or do you want dinner turning up every night?
Nah, I own a coffee shop, so definitely dinner at night.
Okay, we're also taking your phone number.
I get coffee. So I get both. I get my coffee in the morning, but definitely dinner. It's a long, hard day, and I'd want my dinner ready for me when I go home. That'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, love it. And now Angela on socials has said definitely dinner van delivery with a massive exclamation mark.
Yeah.
But Alison's gone for the van with a coffee every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Angela's come back with it going like I'm a strong cup of tea kind of girl.
Well, you could get that cup of tea delivered in the morning.
Renee wants to go with dinner every night, don't drink coffee, so it makes it easy, an easy would you rather for me. Look, and Alison has now changed her mind. All right, you got to read all the way through to the end with the socials because it's a roller coaster with some people on this journey.
Marty, which one will you go for? Do you want to have dinner delivered every night, or do you want a coffee coming to your door every morning?
Too hard. I think both of these questions revolve around my wife. Coffee in the morning, and I don't. But then, so she'd love it. But then she's also an amazing cook. Like we go out to dinner at a restaurant, and I'm like, why would I order this risotto? Her risotto at home, it's the best. So for me, I'd have to sort of say to my wife, now, what would you prefer? For me, I think dinner at home always sounds like it feels like you're having takeaway every night. So I'd probably choose the coffee with my wife in the morning or something. Saves me a little bit of that.
She may choose for you to be making the dinner at night.
Yeah, that's right. Changing the rules.
Now, just before we wrap this up, Suze, now Nigel and Beverly have written on and said, nah, don't want either of those. I go a foot rub.
Yeah. So they're like Senate, they're changing the rules.
Well, and everyone's gone rogue. This is you highlighted the fact that I'm a stickler for the rules. I eventually made my choice. That doesn't mean it's an open door for everybody to start to break the rules. There are two options here. Foot rubs aren't on it. A house cleaner's not on it, Suze. Just doing my head in. But that's right. We're about to wrap things up. Before we do need to talk about Fankful Friday. This is an opportunity for us to have an attitude of gratitude, to talk about what we are thankful for with an F, because we like to butcher the English language. And it's about taking a moment to explore what is good in our world, even if not everything is, even if there's struggles, even if there's challenges, then to take a moment to appreciate what is good. So write in the comments what you are thankful for in your world right now. Let's explore this with Tim. Tim, what are you thankful for?
Oh, mate, it's an easy choice. It's my family. I'll try and do this without getting emotional, but my wife is my backbone, and I'm so thankful for her. And I saw my kids on the weekend. I don't get to do that very much these days. Now they're in the city, and I was so thankful to see them this weekend just go on, and I can't thank my Lord for my family, and without them I wouldn't be the man that I am, and the dad and the husband that I am. So it's a no-brainer for me.
That's beautiful. I love that so much.
And so,
thank you for sharing that.
So when you have a moment like this, it was an obvious no-brainer for you. Do you think that you communicate that clearly and often to them? Do you take that opportunity?
So. Yeah, I hope so. There's nothing better than surprising your wife with flowers, and not that I do that regularly, but every now and then when it's out of the blue, it's something that needs to happen. And I work long hours, and my kids know that they can ring me anytime, and I think being there for them is just a way for me to show gratitude for what they do for me. And you can have everything in the world, but without my family, I'm nothing. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Now we've says that she is thankful that she can binge on her favourite show, Wentworth, rocking her jammies on the lounge during another lockdown day in Melbourne. Caroline is thankful for the chat she got to have with Angela. Clearly,
I wonder if they talked about Wentworth.
I wonder if they did. But it was actually Bev who says that she's thankful for Vietnamese pork rolls.
Yep.
I'm like, that's worthy. That's worthy. We love it. We love to take the moment to have an attitude of gratitude. And the question for you is simply, what are you thankful for? Well worth exploring. Now, we are about to wrap things up, Suze. The last thing I just need to explore is there has been a bit of controversy in the social buzz, and I just want to explore this to wrap things up today.
The social buzz.
I'm on Facebook, and my Facebook updates with my tweets.
The social buzz with Luke and Susie.
Guy Sebastian endorsed a campaign to help get artists back on the road. Of course, then that campaign posted his account, something that he wasn't happy with the tone with. So he pulled it down, put up an apology video, and then so he copped it for having the video there. He copped it for not standing by the message of the video. But in the end, I think it's a bit unfair, the challenge of Guy, but, we'll leave that topic alone because it just got me thinking, is there some social media stuff that I've done in the past that maybe I should retract?
Yeah.
And I there was a particular post that you and I were in disagreement with, and it happened about 11 years ago, I think, when I was new into the world of using social media, and I stand by my decision to post this.
Do you?
I do, but you clearly think I shouldn't have ever posted it.
No, I really don't think you should.
I was new to parenting. We had a son I was an active and involved father, and I was nappy changing. Now, I should get some brownie points for that before I start. I should get some credit for that, right?
Okay.
That I was doing this so often, I was desensitized to what might be confronting about this.
Yes.
So one time I changed my son's nappy, and the poop in the nappy was shaped in a way that looked like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, my.
I was very excited by the Mickey Mouse looking poop. So I took a photo and put it online and went, hey, look at this. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
It's a Disney poop. It's a Mickey Mouse poop.
Honestly.
And I got reported and it got it got censored. But I think that's harsh and unfair. Suze, I don't think, Sammy, I stand by this post. It's okay, right?
I can't breathe.
Okay.
I can see you so proud of your son in that moment.
Yes. I am very proud of his Mickey Mouse poop. It was very...
He didn't put it out that way. It squished that way in
well,
his
that means
nappy.
his butt cheeks are an artist.
Oh.
It's even more impressive. Heidi, are you with me?
Yes, I am. I have to admit, anything to do with nappies and kids and all that kind of thing, it's funny. It is.
Yeah.
People are just sensitive these days.
Senate, I have your support. Do you endorse my posting of the poop nappy?
Yeah, I think it's
Mouse
really
poop.
cool. It's funny.
What do you think, Senate?
At least you changed that with, I know about men who refused to do it. At least you did it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I stand by it.
There's a lot of guys.
Oh, look,
have
Luke,
your-
someone out there could be seriously traumatised by that. And then what about all the people who have kids that don't have artistic butt cheeks, that don't have Mickey Mouse poops? They'll be just so unhappy. They'll think they're being deprived.
Yeah, you didn't think of the non-artistic babies there,
I
Luke.
didn't think of
That
the
is-
non-artistic butt cheek. That is true.
Yeah.
Marty, do I have your support? Do you think I should have posted it?
Bit of lag.
We've got a bit of lag there. We've lost Marty. So let's go with Tim. Tim, do I have your support? Should I have posted it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Absolutely. Proud moment. It's a dad moment. I'm with you. I'd post.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed it was taken down. That's just Zuckerberg being greedy.
Yeah.
I think he's worried about royalties from Walt Disney.
I think that's it.
I could have made a fortune off that if I found another way to distribute it.
You reckon?
Yeah. Like there's some
Susie.
there's some Luke and Susie merchandise in that for us.
Collaborate with Walt Disney.
Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
poop.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Yes. Yes. Now we're thinking.
Do you still have the photo?
I went searching for it before, but it
Couldn't find it.
It'll be somewhere. I've kept it. I've kept it in the pool room somewhere.
Goodness me.
Well,
That's definitely a
that is
photo for
all-
the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to drag it up. Well, thank you so much for your company today. And we're going to be back on Friday, I believe, with our
Yes.
next live show. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll catch you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.